So we are back with a new Pokemon Random Battle Generation 3 and we are starting off with Golduck against the Sudowoodo. So I will just set up a substitute now. Since I expect my opponent to switch, and he does indeed switch to the Meganium. So no point setting up here, I guess, since it should be able to just deal with my Golduck, even though I have one Calm Mind boost. But I will just check if my if the HP Grass does still break the substitute easily, and it does. So therefore I will just press Ice Beam here. It could just be a physical set. So let's just see how bad would it be if he uses the HP Grass, and it deals a lot of damage. So if he has it, and I also would bring him into the Overgrow range now, I do not want to risk that. So I am gonna bring in the Shiftry, since it resists both the HP Grass and the Earthquake. So good decision to not stay in with the Golduck here. Often Meganium has a pure physical set, so it was a decent chance to just or not having access to the HP Grass, but we were on the safe side, so that was a decent play, I'd say. And now, since I have no idea at all what he brings in, I will just use the Sword Dance with Shiftry, but I guess the Jinx will just outspeed in one shot with the Ice Beam. So it does it. It's a roll actually. So it does between 76 and 90, and I have 87. So I want to risk it. He expects me to swap and hit what's coming in with the Psychic, but I just stayed in, so yeah, Shiftry unfortunately is, or fortunately for me, can't be hit by Psychic moves due to its Dark typing. And now I have set up with one Sword Dance still, so my Brick Break does... Oh, wait a second, I haven't cocked the Sword Dance yet, so my Brick Break does deal half. So I will just press the Brick Break. Let's see if he explodes. He just uses Earthquake, okay. Maybe he doesn't even have Explosion, but now my Shiftry just keeps running wild and defeating the Sudowoodo. So let's see what his next answer will be. So he brings in Bayonet, but Bayonet gets outsped and just killed by the Shadow Ball, except if he maybe has Endure, then he can just survive with 1 HP and proc the Select Berry and then maybe go for a Destiny Bond strat. That would have been a counterplay for the Shiftry so far. And now we will just check. Walrein will probably be 2 hit by Brick Break, yeah. And its Ice Beam does between 65 and 77, so that's pretty much a 50-50 chance. So I might wanna go for the Explosion here, to be honest, but I think I just wanna try my chance, since Shiftry was very lucky so far. So he just uses Surf, alright, so maybe he expects me to swap again, or Walrein doesn't have Ice Beam, but I think it usually always does. So yeah, he might not even expect me to stay in, so maybe he just overpredicted me here. But I was ready to just lose Shiftry. I have 5 Avamons ready for his remaining 3. And like I said, I had the chance to survive and then have another opportunity to just explode on the remaining Pokemon. So Venusaur is out and my Shiftry is still running, but it has usually has Sludge Bomb, so yeah, it would definitely kill me. In this case, I will just explode here right now, dealing with the Venusaur. So very well played, Shiftry. Very good job. You won me this game, and I could be cheeky and just explode with MacLeod as well, but I could also just win with the Tentacruel, but my opponent decides to just take the decision away from me and forfeit instead. So yeah, that was a very nice run with Shiftry. Shiftry was really running wild here. So yeah, GG, and we will see each other in the next random battle. See ya! So we are back once again, and this time we are starting off with a Sceptile against the Aerodactyl. And my opponent immediately starts the timer, so he wants to make things quick. So he will probably use the HP flying. I still want to substitute because maybe he also substitutes, yeah. So I now know that he does not have Choice Band but is Pitaya Berry instead. So I am just gonna Leaf Blade now while he will break Mice up with the HP flying. So we both got information from each other, although I have the advantage here since he does not recover. So let's see what I can do here. I am gonna bring in Quagsire. Quagsire should be able to deal with some things here. And the Viper is very interesting because I do not know if it has HP Grass. I think it usually has HP Grass, but it is a range. A range favorable for me. But also my Earthquake will not kill for certain. So the question is, I am gonna swap to Pinsir. I wanna preserve Quagsire's HP. Because the chance for both of us to kill the other one are very low. And he outspeeds, so the next thing would be that we are both at very low HP. So the Viper often gets underestimated because it has nothing really special going for it. And it's a mono poison type. But it really has decent attack and special attack, so it hits quite hard in this format. And in random battles, I think usually its speed is a very big problem. But in random battles, it's not guaranteed that you get a good Pokemon who can outspeed it. So I am just gonna tank the HP Grass with the Pinsir, and it even did 14% almost, even though I resisted, so that says a lot about its attack, to be honest. And now he brings in Claydol, so that's very interesting. So I am gonna switch back to Quagsire. He does miss the Toxic, although it wouldn't be too bad for me since I am able to Rest Talk. So now I'm just gonna Surf. And he has a Celebi in the back, alright. So he has the Celebi, and I will wanna swap into the Nidoking, I guess. Although, can be that it only has a Psychic attack. So that would be very annoying. So I'm just gonna go into Pinsir here. And yeah, get the Toxic, alright. So he probably predicts me to use the HP bug now, I guess. So he either goes into the Viper or Aerodactyl. So I can decide what I want to do now, whether I want to... My feelings tells me he goes into Aerodactyl. I should have pressed Earthquake, it was my first intuition. And now he has this Viper out. So I am gonna swap into Nidoking now. So good thing that I didn't bring out the Nidoking immediately. And now I can set up a substitute, see whatever he wants to bring in. I have the Ice Beam for the Claydol and the Aerodactyl and Celebi as well. Although Celebi probably can out damage and out heal me. So he opts to go for the Aerodactyl, alright. So let's just check what my Nidoking will... how much damage it will deal. So Ice Beam is between 57 and 68. So it will get the attack boost. And its Earthquake, it is not Choice Band. So its Earthquake will only deal half to me. So my... Let's just check what my Sludge Bomb does as well, because I plan on just Sludge Bombing first and then using Ice Beam. 27 up 2. Okay, so I am just gonna go with the second option. Use the Sludge Bomb here. Also maybe baiting him into staying in, because he thinks maybe I do not have a good move against it. So I do survive the Earthquake. It was kinda gambling here that I do not get crit in this situation. My opponent might have been aware that I have the Ice Beam and just chose to sack the Aerodactyl. to damage my Nidoking. So he brings in Houndoom, alright. Houndoom probably just outspeeds and kills me, to be honest. It often gets underestimated, but it's pretty decent. I of course can... I will swap into the Quagsire, and that was a misplay on my part. Actually want to go into the Porygon so I can trace the Flash Fire. So that was my bad, actually. So he will go into the Celebi now, I guess. So I am gonna bring in Pinsir, alright. Since his Aerodactyl is gone now, I can just press the double edge, however. So I will just hit whatever comes in. My HP Bug would be very good against these 3 Pokemon. Yeah, so he opts to stay in. It was a risky play. But yeah, it paid off. I should have just pressed the HP Bug. So unfortunately, the Celebi is now free to do whatever it pleases. So kind of difficult because I do not have a good answer instead of Pinsir. This might have lost me the game, honestly. So what I am gonna do now is just bring in the cast form. I can T-Wave it, but unfortunately it has natural cure, so doesn't really matter too much. So he brings in the Houndoom. At least I was able to paralyze the Houndoom now. So I might wanna go into the Nidoking, but he will just swap back into the Celebi. So let's just see how much damage my cast form does with return. So let's just check the return. It does over half. So I am gonna risk it. I do have it paralyzed and Will-O-Wisp has a good chance to miss. So in my last battle, my Will-O-Wisp missed 3 times in a row. So I think it was reasonable to gamble here. I got lucky. I got the full paralysis, so Castform is in decent shape now. I honestly also would sack Houndoom at this point because it's paralyzed, so it doesn't outspeed anything. And yeah, maybe except Sceptile, every other shown mon can just kill it easily now. So he brings in the Claydol, and Claydol does have Toxic. It does have the Toxic indeed. And my question is, I also have Porygon 2 for the Thunder Waves. Because Claydol also is a problem for me. So I think I will just keep the Ice Beam and I actually get a crit. Alright, and he gets the Explosion. Alright, okay. So that is tricky. So I'm just gonna bring in Porygon now because I have nothing else which can deal with Celebi if he brings it in. So he basically knows, oh, I can just bring in Celebi, it can deal with Nidoking and Quagsire easily, and also Sceptile shouldn't be able to do too much to it. It has Toxic and Psychic, so I'm really interested in which set it has. What's nice is that I copied the natural cure, so now if he Toxics me, it does not stay. And I T-Wave it just to cripple it at this point. I do not have the Ice Beam, unfortunately. Oh, I maybe looked wrong. I thought I had the Ice Beam, so I have to consider how much damage my return will deal. So it's basically a 2-hit at this point. Alright. He brings in the Viper, curing the Celebi naturally. I am just gonna press return again. So Celebi is really his strongest piece on the board right now. I might want to preserve Porygon, but I do not have other good answers because if he predicts my Nidoking, it only has 40%, he might be able to kill it. I really can bring in Quagsire because it then just has a free switch into Celebi. I think return is the right call here. So I am gonna take the damage from the Sludge Bomb. I actually do not get poisoned, so that's very nice. He brings in Celebi out again. I have still the natural cure, so I am just gonna T-Wave again. He misses with the Toxic again. Very unlucky. And that brings my opponent to forfeit. So sorry for the miss. But it still was a good game, I'd say. We had to bring out all our mons and also, yeah. Also Quagsire was burned in the end, so depending on his last mon, it could have been really close. I also do not know why he focused so much on the Toxic right here, because I copied the Natural Cure. So either his last Pokemon has no chance against the Porygon, or it was a misplay. But still, it was a good game, so thank you. And we will see each other in the next random battle. See ya.